13:34 to go in the game. Los Angeles leading 24-20. And DeBerg is back. Pass pressure. Fires into the end zone for Carter. He's got it. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Gerald Carter, what a grab over the head of Nolan Cromwell.
Great throw by Steve DeBerg, Marv. That was right on the money.
We have been playing good football on and off. And the bottom line is we haven't been consistent.
Bucks 27, Rams 24. Back to pass is DeBerg. He fires it out to Carter over his head. Picked off. Leroy Irvin at the 25. And the Giants are going to get away with this one as the frustration continues.
Well, I think the fact that we've played a lot of very good teams close, and we've self-destructed in some games that we could have won. I think that is the lining, if you will, in the dark clouds.
The year of mistakes. You know, we've been competitive and we've been in games to the last minute, and we make our own mistakes. We self-destruct somehow.
In 1985, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a team deserving of a better fate. Playing their best football against the league's elite, the Bucs saw outstanding individual performances overshadowed by heartbreaking losses. It was a year eagerly awaited that proved to be not easily forgotten. Winning gave way to learning. Learning produced growth. Amidst a season of inconsistency, it was that growth that leaves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stronger, wiser, and better prepared to face the future.
Well, throughout the year, we played from time to time exceptionally well. I was very pleased with the way we grew, the way the players adapted to some of the things that we were trying to teach as a coaching staff. I think next year we're going to be a much better football team. I think we will have grown a lot. Very proud of the way that they have performed, the way they've stayed up, and our attitude has stayed very positive.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the city in which they play knew that winning was just a matter of time. Entering Week 10, the frustration of so many near misses had prompted an overwhelming desire to win. It was simply time to take it out on someone. The St. Louis Cardinals had drawn the short straw. The Cardinals possessed big play potential. However, the big play card on this day was dealt by the Buccaneer defense, and St. Louis had no alternative but to fold. It was a large step toward a promising future for a young Buccaneer defense. A potential had been realized in this total team effort. Offensively, the Buccaneers sought success through the air and found it. Reliable veterans like Jimmy Giles, number 88, and number 40, Adger Armstrong, teamed with quarterback Steve DeBerg and produced results. On previous Sundays, when one side of the Tampa Bay line performed, the other seemed to falter. Against the Cardinals, a balance was struck. Buck loyalists were pointing toward this game, knowing that it was just a matter of time. The Bucs had grown during their hard luck. The 16-0 shutout was the first in 6 years for Tampa Bay. Moments like the win over St. Louis indicate a light at the end of the tunnel. Despite their setbacks in '85, the Buccaneers stood like pillars of strength when they could easily have crumbled. To Lehman Bennett, these pillars represented cornerstones and building blocks, draft choices emerging as team leaders. The Buccaneer defense is largely a product of this process. Number 23, Jeremiah Castile, was drafted third by the Bucs in '83. And while leading the team with a Buck cornerback record 7 interceptions, he could also handle other facets of the position. A fifth-round pick in '82, Jeff Davis, number 58, is one of the most underrated defensive performers in the league. From his linebacker position, Davis led the team in tackles. When Davis became a Buccaneer in '82, so did number 78, John Cannon. Cannon has fought off several injuries and many offensive linemen to become one of the Bucs' most consistent performers. Praises of number 51, Chris Washington, are beginning to be heard around the NFL. Drafted in '84, he is among the young and opportunistic. Fellow '84 draftee Keith Browner, number 57, teamed with Washington to form a duo of linebackers with promise. With the addition of 1985 first-round pick Ron Holmes, number 90, and third-rounder Irvin Randall, number 54, the Bucs continued to draft successfully. In Irvin Randall, the Bucs acquired versatility. In Ron Holmes, the Bucs have one of the league's top defensive ends. In '85, his talents quickly earned him the respect of offensive linemen. Holmes and Randall are welcome additions to a defense with a number of experienced veterans. Number 44, Ivory Sully. John Holt, number 21. Number 52, Scott Brantley. Craig Curry, number 31. David Greenwood, Carl Morgan, Chris Lindstrom, Mike Pryor, and number 65, Don Fielder. One of the league's best nose tackles is number 76, David Logan. With the loss of All-Pro Leroy Selman to a back injury, Logan became the leader of the defensive line. It was Logan and the line that in Week 12 dug in deep and dug out the year's second win. It was a long day for quarterback Eric Hipple. He seemed to receive the brunt of the Bucs' defensive attention.
Reverse handoff, rolls to the left side now, still looking, and will tuck it and run to the 10, and it hit hard. He is absolutely leveled. His helmet was knocked off by Scott Brantley. He was absolutely decked.
While Eric Hipple was seeing stars, Buccaneer fans were getting their first glimpse at a player they hope will become a star. Quarterback Steve Young had joined the Bucs in Week 2 as an understudy. By Week 12, the book work was over, and it was time for a little game experience. Young showed the potential to be a prize pupil. This strong-armed southpaw possesses all the tools necessary to make things happen. Young's antics engineered a comeback that sent the game into overtime.
Bucs 16, Lions 16. So this will be a 24-yard attempt to win the football game. Alan Risher, the holder, and certainly the Lions will be all out to block it. Snap is good, placement's good, the kick is good, the Bucs win it, 19-16. Buike with his fourth field goal of the day, and the Buccaneers come away with a great victory here this afternoon.
This time it was the Bucs who walked away from a close win smiling. In his first NFL start, Steve Young had bagged the Lions and a few thousand new friends in the process. And leadership, while Steve Young brought with him a willingness to learn and an obvious respect.
But I've learned a lot from Steve DeBerg. He is a great quarterback, and I've learned a lot from him. He's been in the league 10 years, and someone doesn't last that long unless they can really play well, and he's a great player.
DeBerg's abilities and experience were evident in '85 with his 19 touchdown passes, 6 of which came in 2 games against the world champion Chicago Bears. DeBerg's passing produced some of the brightest moments in the Bucs season as he threw for almost 2,500 yards. While DeBerg played, Steve Young waited patiently.
I'm not really frustrated on the sidelines. I just try to take the chances I have to learn about, every game and learn about the defenses so that when I do get my chance, then I'll make the best of it.
When Young's chance arrived, he did make the best of it. Young's best day came against the Colts when he threw for over 250 yards and ran for nearly 50 more. Young's running prowess was such that while starting only 5 games, he finished 4th among all quarterbacks in rushing. He also produced a little magic.
Goes to the bomb. Out there is Carter, and it is caught! Touchdown! Kevin House! Kevin House caught the tip pass. It went off Gerald Carter, and House caught it for a touchdown. How about that?
For number 89, Kevin House, making the magical was inevitable. House jumped, dove, stretched, and tight-roped his way to the club leadership in receiving yardage for the 4th time in 5 years. House was joined by fearless veteran Gerald Carter, number 87, and steady 10-year veteran Theo Bell, number 83. A newcomer to this receiving corps was determined Calvin McGee, number 86. Future hope also rests with number 81, rookie Phil Freeman, who doubled as a kick returner. Among all this receiving talent, it is at tight end where the Bucs possess a duo whose skills are comparable to any. Number 82, Jerry Bell, is a chameleon-like receiver whose adaptability has made him invaluable. The other side of this tight end tandem is Jimmy Giles, number 88. In Week 7, Giles turned in a season's worth of work in 1 day. In '85, he bounced back to NFL prominence, earning his 4th Pro Bowl trip.
DeBerg back to pass. Watson wide open. Giles got it. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Giles caught at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jimmy Giles fires into the end zone, and it is touchdown. Jimmy Giles, what a grab. His 3rd touchdown of the day. DeBerg back to pass. Fires out. Giles caught. Gets away. And in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Holy smokes, this is the Jimmy Giles day. 4 touchdowns of the day. After making the great grab one-handed, he got away and took it in. DeBerg to Giles for the 4th time.
Thanks to Fuad Revez, a bright day for Jimmy Giles had given way to a very dark night for the Buccaneers. Heartbreaking defeat had once again cast a shadow over the season. The losses were enough to tear at the very souls of even the truest Buck fans. But throughout the heartbreak, there remained a very steady heartbeat. It is said, where James Wilder goes, so go the Buccaneers.
He's a blue-collar worker. He rolls his sleeves up, comes to practice every day, works very hard, goes out on Sunday afternoon and plays very hard. That, to me, would describe James Wilder.
Wilder may be blue-collar in style, but he's blue-chip in performance. In his 5 seasons, Wilder has produced large dividends. Despite his portfolio, including 166 yards rushing in 1 game against the world champion Bears, James Wilder is not yet a household name, but his stock is rising.
He has gotten recognition, and he will continue to get more, but until we win, James Wilder will not get the recognition he deserves, nor will anybody else.
I'm not getting the national attention, but my stats will put me up that ladder, and I always say if I do my stats, they can't overlook that.
The fact Wilder cannot be overlooked on the football field has also made him valuable as a decoy. By pulling linemen and faking to Wilder, the Bucs were able to freeze linebackers and throw over the middle. But it is not as a decoy that James Wilder has earned his fame.
He does everything so well from a football standpoint. He is not one-dimensional. He has depth. He has the ability to run with speed and outrun a number of people, but he also has the ability to run people over.
I say I'm a very unique running back. You can copy other styles, but I feel like I have a style that no one else can copy.
Of all who play the game, very few bring to it a unique style that can't be duplicated. James Wilder is one of the few. The men who block for James Wilder in the Buccaneer offense are unsung in their heroics, but their spirit embellishes that of the entire team. Number 66, George Yarno, and number 72, Steve Corson. Center, Randy Grimes, and number 68, Rick Mallory. Anchored by number 62, Sean Farrell, and number 73, Ron Heller, this line allowed the fewest sacks in the NFC. Here against the Bears, Heller makes his initial block. He reads the stunt by the Bears' number 99, Dan Hampton, then moves off his block and picks up the blitzing Hampton. Plays like this allowed the backs and receivers their day in the sun. On a day when any sun would have been welcome means you do need a shovel. What a difference a bay makes. Covered stadiums, this Sunday in Green Bay was reminiscent of old-time football. Unfortunately for the Bucs, this nostalgic trip left them out in the cold. It is said that seeing is believing, and for owner Hugh Culverhouse, seeing wins fall just out of the Bucs' reach must have been hard to believe. For the fans, it's been perplexing.
We're trying to build something. We're trying to build a program that will last and be effective and be winners through the next 5 to 10 years, and you have to start somewhere.
The best thing about our situation was Lehman Bennett. He is a person that everybody likes and everybody respects, and even when things are extremely difficult, he keeps everybody's heads up and morale up, and it's a good atmosphere.
Lehman Bennett's job is to build a winner. He believes you build on the positive, And in '85, despite the record, there was plenty of positive to build on. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that will be reckoned with during the '86 season. With a mix of proven veterans and talented young players, the Bucs entered this year's draft with 4 of the top 40 picks, including the very first. These new players arrive at a franchise with a renewed attitude.
The thing that's keeping us together is the future. We're building for the future.
We're down because of the number of losses we've had throughout the year, but we certainly haven't given up.
We're going to be a successful team. We're going to make playoffs. We're going to win some games.
To me, I think we have grown. We haven't won as many games as we would like to win, but nevertheless, I feel like we have at least laid the cornerstone for the future, and I'm looking forward to it.